I don't know what I did to deserve this. What do you mean this? I mean this opportunity to share and spend some time with this individual, this coach, someone who was born in Louisville, Mississippi. He was a graduate of Jackson State University, where he received his bachelor's and his master's. He's got so many accolades, I don't have the time to read them. But he began in 1976 as an assistant coach at Vicksburg High School, won his first state championship as an assistant in 1980. Then he went on to the famous 833 Linell High School in 1991, where for 22 years he took them to 13 state championships, winning 8 of them. His record was an impeccable 617 wins with only 119 losses. If that wasn't enough, he went to the college realm, where he's been coaching for the last 8 years at Tougaloo College, and he has done the same thing that he did in high school, win, where he's won 2 Gulf Coast Athletic Championships, gone to the NAA National Tournament. He is no question the standard. He is no question the GOAT. And he is no question what I call the OL, the original legend. Please welcome Coach Thomas Billups. What up, Coach?
Oh, I'm good. How you doing?
Hey, doing great, man. Listen, I mean, you know, like I said, it's too many. I just had too many things, man, to just mention about you. I mean, when I first saw you, I know you don't remember this because I was just a guy coming through Jackson in 2003, and I just was actually coaching my school. And I came to Jackson, Mississippi just for a week to get away. And a guy by the name of Omar Carter, I met him at a Jackson YMCA, and he said, man, you need to come to the Linell game. He told me about a kid, about Monta, Ellis, and I said, I went to the game with this guy who was dressed like sharp as a tack. But boy, I said, man, that's gotta be the meanest coach I ever seen in my life. But man, you just got it done. Talk to us, Coach. You know, obviously you have a storied history. And the first thing I want to ask you, who were some of your mentors, you know, in coaching?
Well, my high school coach from Louisville, Mississippi, his name Hal Hudson. Now, he was my football coach. And I played football, was the quarterback there at Louisville, Camille Street High School. Well, at that time it was a Camille Street High School. You know, I played football, and he weighed about 160, but he was a junkyard dog. I tell you, he didn't take no mess, and I tell you, it was tough love. You know, he had that tough love for you. You know, he gonna get it done. So that's where I got my coaching ability from.
Talk to us a little bit about, when you played at, you said Camille?
Camille Street High School.
Did you play basketball as well at Camille, or you just, played football?
Well, believe it or not, I played a little basketball, but it wasn't much. My main sports were football and baseball and track.
So you just was that athlete. What got you into basketball? Why did you become that legendary football coach?
Well, you know, when I got my BS degree at Jackson State, you know, we had to do our student work, and they sent me to Canton High School. You know, at that time, Canton was pretty tough and pretty rough at that time. So I was doing my student teaching there, and they asked me to take the 9th grade boys basketball. Didn't know a thing about it. So after they asked me, and I just went to a couple clinics and started learning about basketball. So after I finished at Canton, that's what made me wanted to coach basketball. But I also coached football and baseball also. I never stopped those 3. And track.
Wow, Coach, that, to be honest with you, that's what's so great about this thing, man. We never would have known that.
Yeah.
And there's not many coaches, to be honest with you, can make that transition from one sport to the next and be as great as you were. And I don't want to sound too negative, but I know this may come off just, like regular teachers who just decide to coach. You are no doubt, I call the original legend. And so that's incredible. Like, how did you do it?
Well, I also coached volleyball. Didn't know a thing about it. Coached volleyball at Linell. Went to the playoffs 2 years in a row. When you beat Clinton for the district now, you in volleyball, and I didn't have anybody but our little small black kids. And we went to the playoffs 2 years in a row. And my track team at Linell, one year when I coached it, we never got beat. And the 400-meter relay and the 800-meter relay until we got to the championship game. Something happened at my school and caused one of my guys to not to be focused on what we was doing, and he dropped a baton.
Wow. So at the end of the day, I don't know who does that song, but all you do is win, 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 win. Because, everything volleyball, who would have known? And you're right, Clinton is definitely known for volleyball. Talk to us a little bit about, as far as you won 8 state championships and you lost, so you were 8-5 in the state championship game. Give me before you tell me your best team, give me maybe your best team that didn't win the state championship.
My best team that didn't win it was, that wasn't my best team now. Jerry Nichols, we got beat by Natchez his senior year, but that wasn't my best team.
Was that the best team that didn't win it?
Yeah, that was the best team, that didn't win it. Right.
Okay, now tell me, who's your best team? Like the best team you coached at Linell?
95, 96.
And who was on that team?
TJ Billups, Shannon Long. I had about 15 10th graders. Those kids, I tell you, we were probably averaging about 103 points per game. We just destroyed everybody.
You remember that team's record that year?
I think it was 36-4, 36-3 or something like that.
Who beat y'all?
Well, at that point in time, we went to Canton High School. Well, we didn't go to Canton High School. We were playing Canton, but they had it at Northwest Middle School. And I tell you what, if we played our best, we would have a hard time beating them that night because they didn't miss a shot.
I got you.
Everything they threw up went in.
Wow. Who would you say, now that was your best team, what would be your next best team?
But we went on now. That team went on to win the state championship.
So y'all did win the state championship.
Yeah.
That was what was that, 5A at that time or 6A?
I think it was 5A,
5A.
I believe.
If that was your top, you say that was your best team, what would be your next best team, you would think?
96. All of them played together. 95, 96, we two-peated. We back-to-back.
Who did you beat in the state championship?
You know what? I done beat so many people I can't even remember.
That's when you know.
I don't remember.
When you know that you have won so many of them that you don't even know who you beat for the state championship. What would you say as far as JPS game? What was your most memorable JPS game that you said, man, I'll never forget this game?
Can't remember the year, but it was Yazoo City. I don't know, Zach, were you playing? Yazoo City. We was number 1 in the state, and Yazoo City was number 2 in the state. That's the year I had TJ, Shannon Long. Now, Shannon Long was my best player, but he was out that night. He was hurt. Tang Hamilton, Corey Mangum, and Michael Neal. We went to, we got down at the fourth quarter. We got down by 10. It was 2 minutes and 49 seconds left in the game. We went to our press, and we ended up catching up, tied the game, went overtime. We won by 10. That was that first one. The next two was at our district. We played our district at Indianola Gentry. We played that first night. We played I think it was Southeast Lauderdale. They had a kid over there named
Bandera.
Yeah, Romero. And he was a dandy dozen. We got down 12 points with 1 minute and 59 seconds to go. And at that time, I had a kid named Ariel Harden. But they fouled all my other starters out. He was the only starter that I had in there. So I went to my bench, which, you know, if I go to my bench, I want you to play just like the other kids. That's the only starting team. And I called timeout. We went to our press, and I told my kids, I said, guys, well, no, Ariel came up and told me, say, Coach, don't worry about it. I ain't gonna let you lose this game. So I called timeout, and I told the kids, hey, get the ball in, and I don't want nobody to touch the ball but Ariel Harden. And that better be the only one that touched that ball. Ariel just went crazy on him. I think he hit about 5 threes in a row. We ended up winning the game by 10.
Wait. It was 1 minute 59.
1 minute and 59. We went overtime, though, and we ended up winning by 10 again.
Now, when Aria, I want to go back to that moment. Aria Harden said to you, Coach, I'm not going to let you lose. Can you remember what you thought when he said that?
Well, all my players say that, even when Zach then was there.
Did you believe him? You believed at that moment?
Because I knew what they could do. I knew if you could handle my press, and I had 4 or 5 different presses. If you could handle that press the whole game, you wasn't going to beat us. You know, if you could handle it. And our players just didn't believe that anybody in the state of Mississippi and out of the state could not handle our press.